The Mustard Show. Don't forget to watch the Mustard Show. The Mustard Show. Mustard Show. Ready for the Mustard Show. It's ready, ready, ready for the Mustard Show. Well, what an exciting introduction that was. Yeah, it probably took me ages to think of that if it wasn't for the fact that it didn't. I just started busking some nonsense there. Well, here we are. It is 20 to 9 on a Tuesday. That's another live stream time for me. What should I do? What should I talk about? Do you know what? I haven't decided. I haven't decided on anything tonight. I don't know whether to make some food or just to simply not bother. I don't know whether to just drink lots and lots of cups of coffee or drink this bottle of beer that I forgot about, given to me about 2 months back from my friend Neil. I don't know whether to wear my glasses or try not to bother. So many decisions that I haven't bothered even considering thinking about making. I'm just not doing it. I'm not with it tonight, honestly. I'm not actually here at the moment. I am somewhere else. Might be here in body, but in mind I'm slightly about 2 foot away. About 2 foot enough as well. 2 foot is too far away to actually start again. 2 foot away is about 2 foot too far away when it comes to actually controlling the thoughts and the actions of one's mind. Like that, you see. Now, I'll have a go though. I'll have a go indeed. And do you know, I'm not even feeling my best tonight, which is unusual because earlier on today, I thought I'm going to start making some videos for this particular channel, as well as the other channel. But for this channel, Captain Mustard, I shall do some more kind of personal videos. And so I started making one today on a little trip out I had. A little trip to the town to do something that I needed to do. And within this, I mentioned how lucky I feel. And I feel like I'm a very fortunate man to have never ever been ill in my entire life. And what I mean by that is not very often. I've never been actually ill except for hangovers and food poisoning. Nothing else has ever affected me. And then tonight, I'm like this. What have I done? Have I eaten something? Is it another case of consuming something I shouldn't? I had some chicken before. Will I eat anything tonight? I don't know. In the fridge, there is food. Food, yes, food that needs cooking. Food that I can make something very tasty with, should I find the motivation. But will I? I don't know. Maybe tonight will just be chat. Just talking to people on this live stream. And those people who are there now are about to get some of my attention. Okay. I shall don the reading glasses of making writing clearer and sit down. First thing I'll do is go to all chat, so I don't need to be reminded. And yes, he does look like me, doesn't he? Let's hope I can make something good of this. Make something. Oh gosh, my glasses suit me tonight. Evening all, evening Mustard. Hope you have had an exciting days. Hi everyone. I am your friendly resident moderator. This is the Greenwood, by the way. Here to oversee the doings of the micromanaged Mustard and make sure that nobody eats the glue. Usual rules apply. No spam, no repeats, no international politics, no requesting phone numbers, etc. That's the important one. And don't be a dick to other chat members. And thank you very much. Now, who is this? Charlotte Calliston. Hello, Charlotte Calliston. Yes, I do. I remember you from maybe about a week ago. I think the last time you popped in. Welcome back. And then Emma Lemon says hello, but not the ordinary kind of hello. The kind of hello that is a stretched out sound, a stretched out vowel sound that really isn't practical for me to do right now. I mean, I could have a go of it if you like, but it would take so long to say it that I may as well just explain what it is. It's a hello with seven O's? That's too many. I'm here for the start of the change. Oh, I'm here for a start for a change. In fact, honestly, the timing of this thing is a nightmare because it coincides with various things, including my evening poo and bath. That is put very, very delicately as well. Very, very delicately indeed. How about you give the beers a miss tonight, says Charlotte Calliston. Well, no saying I was going to do. I just happened to pick that up. I found it in the back of the car that it was a gift from a friend of mine a couple of months back. I think it was a couple of months as well. Loving the top. Yes, it is. And this is actually the first time I've worn this as well. I think. Yes. I should have worn it more often, shouldn't I? I am intrigued though, Charlotte. Do you think that people shouldn't drink? Are you against people drinking beer? You can tell me if you like, or if you want, I can just not mention it again, and that'll be fine. A very good evening, Mustard and Crew, says Andrew Buttigieg, and a very good evening to you as well, Andrew Buttigieg. Welcome, most welcome to this, my live stream tonight. I've got a terrible cough at the moment. Oh dear, that's not too good, is it? Did you read his top? I reckon she might have done by now. Hello, Captain. Chin up, old chap, says Dino Dad. My chin is up. It's always up. It's up. My chin's up so often it hurts my jaw. You know, you walk around like this and oh, everything's so fantastic. Yeah, it does. Shouldn't do that. It does hurt your face after a while. Did you tell him he rushed and printed it? He got it printed specially. I didn't get it printed at all. Sabrina Quinton says, hello, it's my birthday today. Hello, Sabrina Quinton, and welcome and happy birthday to you. I will not ask what birthday it is, because that is, well, I wouldn't say it was rude, but it's up to you to tell us. Are you completely psychic? Because me and my sister were laughing about Boaty Floats My Boat earlier. I think there does seem to be something going on, doesn't there? How is it? How do we end up thinking the same thing so often? It's a curious one. Maybe we should put it to the test. I said nothing. We have twinny brains. It was you, wasn't it? Right, yes. Hi, Mustard. How do, says Ed Usher. How do to you, Ed Usher, as well. Welcome to the live stream. And so far, I have 9 likes as well, which is quite pleasing because I have pretty much only just started, haven't I? I'm here and queer who wants to hold hands. Somebody will do, Tyler. Don't you worry. The right person will come along and hold your hand every day at one point. And you'll be a jolly, exciting chap. Mrs. Moderator. Good afternoon, says the guy from SETI Alpha 5, who is also known as Barry, because that's his name. Everybody's saying hello to each other a lot. Wow, I mean, this is amazing, actually. Right, I've caught up the comments already. Have I managed to do that? Maybe it's because I've done a little bit less waffling than normal, although it feels like I've done just as much as I normally would do. Zana Murray. Oh, hang on. As soon as I say that, then lots of people say, see, that's the thing, that's how it works, isn't it? Would you be up for preparing a meal where you involve making your own beer batter whenever I want to see it? Whenever you want to use a coat with, whenever you want to use it to coat with, I know we talked about frying foods, it isn't healthy, but I thought I'd ask. Well, it depends what you're frying, doesn't it? But yeah, it depends what you're frying with as well. And I haven't really thought of that. Oh, right. By the way, I need to clear that up, says Emma Lemon. Boaty doesn't float my boat because the Greenwood's comment implies that I'm a boat-free zone. Oh no, implies that I'm a boat-free zone. Well, you sounded a little almost desperate to get that out there, Emma. And now, the other name that you had the other day was, well, it wasn't actually a name, was it? So, are you going to change your name every other day? That's what I'm going to ask. Yes, one day you will have a sore ass to go with the love. Sometimes I have to hold my own hand. Yeah, boat is an acquired taste. Oh, taste. Another one calling him boat. John Studley is here. Hello, John Studley. Hey, mustard mate. Hope you're okay, my friend. I am indeed, of sorts, but I hope you are as well. I hope. I know your operation got cancelled, didn't it? Which wasn't particularly convenient. Two String Production is here as well, and please don't make me wonder what Boaty tastes like. Boaty was definitely floating Angela, the housekeeper. Floating. The other night, he got her going somewhat. She's not performed like that since her gave her 59 Shades of Grey book. Gosh, I'm starting to sound like a little bit too much information there, and I don't want too much information. I want just the right amount of information. My milkshake brings no boats to the yard. Let's read that again. My milkshake brings no boats to the yard. Now, how do I unpack that and turn it into something that I understand? Because I actually don't. I don't understand that Emma Lemon at all. I understand that about as much as you calling yourself Emma Lemon. But I do. I'm going to give you a 7 out of 10 for that name. Sabrina. Guys, I've just realised that the captain deserves some likes. Oh, thank you, Sabrina. Yes, well, I have 11. I have 11, that'll do for the moment. Oddly enough, last night I didn't mention likes, and I didn't really get very many. So maybe that's the trick to it. Don't mention likes, don't mention subscribing to the channel, and then you won't get any. And that's really as far as it goes. I should think boat tastes of lamb and curry and rover carpet. Let's talk about something else. Let's indulge in some more creative thinking, I reckon. I'll let you decide what creative thinking we're going to do rather than me. So if anybody's got any really bizarre ideas or any sort of moral questions or anything like that, I like the old moral questions, then let's do some of those. That would be a good idea. Like I said tonight, kind of just started off with no idea where I'm going with it, what to do with it. It's just I'm doing a live stream and that's really it. And you never know how it will change as it goes along. It's a song, My Milkshake Brings All the Boys to the Yard. Is that what I'm thinking it is, or is it something else? That's the question there as well. I think Boaty might taste like peanut butter and a sweaty sock. That's not an insult, it's a considered observation. No way. I'd say it tastes like Lambert and Butler and Vimto. This is not the kind of thoughtful ideas I was imagining. But carry on if you want to do. It's fine. It suits me. Okay. Really, Barry? Oh gosh, I hope he hasn't pleasured the sock first. I don't think he'd get along with some of this talk actually, because he always says he doesn't. He doesn't do any of that kind of thing. Okay, let me put my moral thinking cap on, says Emma Lemon. Serious head time. Sounds like a good idea. John Studley, I'm okay, must admit, not 100%. My IBS is not good at present, but hope everyone in the chat is okay. And that's very kind of you to suggest, ask, say that really, because obviously not everybody's okay all of the time, are they? No. But we do our best. And when you have a positive outlook in life, you tend to, illnesses do tend to just disappear a bit more quickly. It's true. It is true. If you're a positive person, you're less likely to be ill, and you're less likely to be ill for very long, and you're more likely to not notice when you are ill. That's my observation. Not saying that if you're seriously ill, right? Okay, you know what I'm saying, don't you? So what was a sausage Casablanca like last night? Asks the Greenwood. Well, it was exactly what I wanted it to be. The gravy was spot on, and the mash was spot on. The sausages are already made, that you can't really change them too much. In actual fact, it does seem like a bit of a that would probably work better with just like some butcher's sausages. I do actually know a chap who he gave me some sausages once that came off his own animal, which must be a bit strange. And they had a very different kind of flavour to them, much more porky. And plus, you cook them in the pan, and you end up with a massive puddle of oil in the bottom that came off the sausages themselves, rather than having to put any in there. I reckon it'd be better with those kind of sausages. The captain needs both hands for the sausage. John, hello, Mustard. Have you seen Mike? Mike L.I.T. Mike L.I.T. No, I haven't actually. Have you? Emma Lemon. What do you think about the fact that Blackpool is expected to be underwater in the near future? Well, how near the future? Because presumably, if it's so near that it could happen at any point, then that would be a disaster. But no, it's not. It's not. It's expected to be in because of, sea levels rising, I guess, and unless, of course, our particular tectonic plate that Britain's actually on is sinking in that corner. But I don't know. What do I think of it? I reckon it could be terrible if it suddenly goes down like that, and then it comes a great slope down into the sea. But I can't say as I'm a fan of Blackpool particularly. So I imagine that this, and I haven't looked into it, but I imagine this is something that's going to be possibly happening within the next 1,000 years, or at least more than 10 years. So there'll be enough time for people to move away from Blackpool and never go back there, and the Blackpool Tower to rot away. What do you reckon? Oh, right, Tyler Kennedy. Bad news, boys. My doggy's on tag for knocking some old people into the canal. Is that supposed to be funny? What happened to Charlotte? Charlotte came in just to tell me that maybe I shouldn't have a beer tonight, and that's it. Guy from SATI Alpha 5. The locals will be able to use their webbed feet and hands at last. Have you, or indeed John Studley, been to Studley Pike? And I think we'll call it Studley Pike, but he pronounces, there's the name. John Studley is pronounced as Studley, but Studley, with the same spelling, is pronounced as Studley. And I've been there twice. I went there once about 8 years ago. I rode there, and then I went there again maybe 4 months back. I walked up there with the girls and Cabbage and Poppy, where we did a little video. It's a great place. I like it. I always refer to Studley Pike as Blackadder's hat, because it just reminds me of the early Blackadder episodes when he had a hat that looked like that. I'm a big fan Captain, and I know a little young, right, Sabrina's 16, but I still understand what you mean about adult stuff. Well, this is the point. This is the point that I quite like to make here, that not all young people are incapable of having a grown-up sense of humour and a grown-up thoughts. And I know quite a few younger people that have exactly that. And the other thing is as well, you are well into the age of critical thinking if it's going to happen. Some people it never really does. Some people they never really get that kind of brain that can really sort of engage in tricky and difficult questions. But if you are going to do, that's already happened anyway. Right, okay. Looks like I don't really need to do anything besides talk about comments and stuff tonight anyway. Nice northern questions. Carefully posed for your evening ponderance and indeed your intellectual audience. Very nice, Emma. Very nice. John Studley says, I think my new medication is knocking me about a bit. I feel sick and dizzy, and maybe the side effects of the stronger medication. Well, the trouble is you're always going to have side effects with medication, aren't you? And it's a matter of you kind of choose which one you prefer. Do you want what the medication can do to help and suffer the side effects, or not have the side effects and not have what the medication can do to help? And of course, that's not the best option usually. Hopefully, John, hopefully you'll get around it soon and be feeling much more yourself. And again, the rather sounds like a bit of a cop out of advice, but it is, stay cheerful because that'll help. AK Alien Faces. Charlotte was back and gone again. Blair is here. Hi, Mustard. Hello, Blair. What time does Prince Andrew go to bed? When the big hand... Terrible. Time to get out of my bath. I shall return once I've dried and dressed, and I shall retire to my boudoir. Latest dudes, says Emma Lemon. Well, I look forward to you coming back. The guy from SETI Alpha 5, also known as Barry, is saying, having spent some time in Blackpool, once you get off the Golden Mile, it becomes more and more like Deliverance. I've been to Blackpool quite a few times, and when I was very young, I quite liked it. You like the lights, don't you? You like seeing the tower, you like all the arcades, and you like the sea. And as you become an adult, the only bit you do end up liking usually is the sea, which is available at any other beach. But yeah, there's an awful lot of crime going on in Blackpool, and you can almost see it going on. You look around, people are so distracted by the place, because after all, for me, it's never been that exciting because it's never been that far away, except when I lived in the south. And when I lived in the south, I never thought, I really fancy going to Blackpool this weekend. No. But for many people, they do. And they're distracted and they don't notice all of these people that go around picking pockets and stealing handbags and stuff like that. And they are definitely there. When you're looking out for those kind of things, you do spot them. Where will all the stag do's and hen nights go? I suggest East Anglia. Tee-hee, she said, bitty. Bitty, oh. Dueling banjos, yes. We could find ourselves being unpopular with Blackpool people if we're not careful, because Blackpool does have some nice people there. It's just that they're not the ones that you see in hoods stealing handbags. What's the last thing to go through a prince? What a terrible joke, Barry. Pop the cat. Do you remember if the no but yes? Right, I have to read that first and then decipher what you mean. No, I still don't really understand that. Do you remember the? Right, I'll just read it out as it says there. Do you remember the if no but yes but when you? It just doesn't make sense. Pop the cats. I'm sorry. However, yeah, I don't. Somebody else, please translate that for me because I don't really get that at all. Oh, that might be seen as a bit inappropriate, Ed. After 2 hours, I finally finished my science homework and studies, says Blair. Well, I hope that your brain is now filled with more useful information about science because it's important stuff. Without science, we wouldn't be here, would we? So it's good that you're doing that kind of thing. And John Studley. To be honest, since the time of my depression, that was bad. I think I got a lot more positive thanks to your advice, and I do take it all on board. As you know, try and help me, and I appreciate all of your help. Well, thank you, John. I just say what I think, really, that's it. That's the only way. It's the only way? Is it the only way? Well, it's my way. It's my way, isn't it? I'm still here. The Blackpool chat was interesting. Ah, is it? Was it? Is it right? I see. I think you've got to think of some more interesting and curious questions for us to delve into and come up with something useful with then, eh, Emma? I hate the sea at Blackpool. Grey and wide. The sea's always going to be wide, isn't it? But it is grey. Yeah, it is grey. Not too far from Blackpool as well. There are other beaches that are a lot nicer. In actual fact, there's quite a few nice beaches along there. My favourite being Formby. Formby's a really nice beach. Me and the Greenwood crashed a tram in Blackpool before the Coronation Street did. Why did you do that? Oh, my practical exams will start soon. Well, don't stress it, Blair. Just relax. Relax and try and enjoy doing them. And that might sound a bit daft, but if you try and enjoy doing them and just look at them for the positive things that they actually are, you're more likely to do well with them. Don't get stressed by it. Indeed, the 1986 tram crash. Ah. Oh, the Greenwood, the beach worms. I much prefer Skegness. I had a lot of fun times in Skegness, and that's all I'm saying. And that is all you need to say, Barry, because that sounds a bit like there's stuff there that you could tell us that we don't need to know. And if we don't need to know, we don't need to know. And the only way of us knowing will be if you told us, and we don't want you to tell us. Okay? Robert Smith of The Cure was originally from Blackpool. Was he? I didn't know that. There we go. There's an education that The Cure would not be the same without Blackpool. Mustard, I live near Brighton. Some say it's the Blackpool of the South. Let's discuss really dull towns because I've got an awful lot to say about dull towns. I've made quite a few videos going back about 15 years about towns that I'd been to, and I just had this idea about the town and made short films about them. I mean, when I say short, I mean like 2 minutes at the most on each of these films, and they were quite popular. But I stopped doing them because although many people got into the spirit of what it was, which is just a bit of a laugh about the place, some got right arsey. Some got really nasty about it. Say you can't say that about this particular town or whatever. And it did kind of put me off after a while. I thought it took the fun out of it. Did you come to a decision about about farting in the post office? Asks Dino Dad. Uh, I did, and then I forgot what that decision was. Can come. You're looking like a Hollywood celebrity. A Hollywood celebrity here. Now, how's that? How do I look like a Hollywood celebrity? The dog isn't happy about being on tag. She's got an 8 p.m. curfew. she has to do 200 hours community service. Tyler, what kind of communities? What kind, what kind of community service does a dog have to do? It's a bit cartoon like that, actually. Don't mind those, but the beach was so full of uncompressed poop, or unprocessed poop, that the worms were poop. No, they were crispy, dried worms. I hate science. Don't hate science. Science is like, well, like I said, it's the world revolves around science. Without science, we wouldn't be able to teach science, would we? We'd all be without science. We'd all be living in caves still. I eat lemons. Say lemons to prove this is live. It's odd, actually, that anybody would say that you've got to prove that it's live when you can see that and reading out comments from other people above you. But anyway, welcome to the live stream. I ate lemons. I eat lemons. And don't forget to like. And don't forget to subscribe. And jellyfish. Yes. If I'm honest, Mustard, I prefer Skegness to Blackpool of the high crime and drugs problems. Drug problems are everywhere, really, these days, though, aren't they? And it's why is it? What's going on with the drug problems that are happening in this town and all towns? It just seems to be that people are choosing this kind of dropout way of life. I do know people, and I've known of people who take a little bit of something recreationally, but I'm thinking more along, if you need to commit crime in order to have drugs, then basically you've got a problem. And in a place where there's an awful lot of crime going on to attain these particular drugs, that does mean that there's quite a problem, doesn't it? So they become addictive. Well, they obviously are addictive, but they've become so addictive that people are prepared to be horrible people instead of nice people. And of course, they're not even worse. The worst offenders are the people that sell them, aren't they? Charlotte is here. Hello, Charlotte Calliston. Calistone. I still don't know which one it is. I have visited Blackpool on 2 occasions, and I must say it does not hold appeal for me any longer. Whenever I seek the serene beauty of the sea, my preference lies with Canford Cliffs. And I don't know where Canford Cliffs are, actually. But what's so fascinating about the sea? Because we all seem to have this thing. You go to the sea and it just switches a part off in you that makes you feel unhappy. And then you just suddenly have this amazing serene feel, as you say there. Last year, when I actually took a day off work, I do take days off work from time to time, and we went to Formby Beach, and there was no signal there whatsoever. So I had to simply spend all day not doing anything on my phone, and it couldn't have been a better thing. You think, actually, everybody says this, spend a day without your phone. I think, oh, yeah, but it is quite handy to just check on this. It is handy just to do this, and, I mean, Facebook and Messenger and stuff like that. I do it for pleasure. But even the things that you do for pleasure do have some thing that stresses you out. They really do. And I think that's why it might be. If we all embarked upon a day off the phone day maybe once a month, would that be a good thing? Or would that be too much? Your You like the high crime and drug problems of Skegness? I have 7 more practical exams and the exams start next week, says Blair. Well, all we can do is just wish you the best on those. And remember to, well, like I said, be positive about them. Well, that was a rather delightful cup of coffee. Thank you very much. I've been to Skiddy twice when I was at Biker Stage of Greenwood. Motorbike weekends with live music and lots of alcohol. I think I saw the beach twice and I saw the daylight twice. Emma, I was saying Blackpool has a higher crime and drug problems. It does. There's no two ways around it, really, is there? Unfortunately. Oh yeah, your biker babe phase with you and your leathers. I'm banned from Weatherspoons in Blackpool for fighting with a big piece of rock. Who else could possibly end up having a fight with a big piece of rock? Oh, that reminds me. I've got a big piece of rock, I think. Yes. Things like rock, sweets and stuff like that, I do tend to forget them. Yeah, I could have them given to me and they can go in the cupboard and they can end up being there for ages and ages before I get around to eating them. And then you remember, and then you can have a feast until you feel sick. Oh, which wouldn't take much. Tanjiro, bro, hi, nice to meet you again, and you too. Mr. M came to watch you and asked, did you bring a beer? I didn't bring a beer. No, I didn't. She's got strimming and painting. Oh, she's got to do strimming and painting metal railings. See, staffies are quite clever dogs, though, aren't they? So you could actually task a dog like that to do strimming and painting metal railings. Cash generator. Helping heroin addicts get their fix since 2005. Thank you, Barry. WAP. I'm the person who tells people that they're cowards for not smoking crack. And if I were you, I were talking about drugs when I turned up. Right, okay. This is reasonably interesting, but I'm like a shriveled prawn now, so seriously I need to get out of the bath before I turn into my granny. Well, go ahead then, Emma. Go ahead. Won't take you that long, will it? Your cowards don't even smoke crack, says Wop. Yeah, I do remember you saying that, actually. I can't remember what the best way of talking you around actually was, or why you said it, or where it went to next. But let's not do that seriously, where anybody's going to think that smoking crack is actually a good thing, because obviously it's not. And there's me thinking the only wrinkled winkle was Peter Stringfellow. It's Peter Stringfield. I would call it Peter Stringfield then. Peter Stringfellow is no longer with us, is he? Emma Lemon says Blackpool is fab for a young family, but as an adult you can see through the fanfare and fun and see the depravity. Peeling. Why can't I pronounce that word? Deprivation. I tell you seriously, my brain's not really quite plugged in as well as it should be. Like your brain has. It's a bit like a BCU, and it has about 5 or 6 different plugs. And if you try and put the wrong plug in, it won't work. You'll keep doing like that. If you carry on, if you're really determined, you'll just break a couple of pins, and your brain will never be plugged in again. But it feels a bit like when I plugged my brain in this morning, I missed one of the cables, and that's why I couldn't even read that out just then. You have no idea if that statement is true. Mustard says Ed Usher. I have an idea about making videos of Christmas light in communities and housing, and then opening a vote to who had the best lights on their houses.
It did have a few issues with the police. I did have. Oh, right. I see. Ah, right. Okay. Uh, mm, yes. Right, very good, actually. As for myself, I can live without my phone, but give me many novels and books so that I will not get bored. That's a very cool thing to say. Thank you very much, Blair. That's the kind of thing I'd like to hear a bit more often. Now, you can actually do something quite useful with your mobile phone. I mean, personally, I do an awful lot of stuff with it. It's not just doing live streams, but I use it for editing videos as well, which is quite time consuming. But just scrolling, just endless scrolling is a bit tedious, isn't it? Raj, hi sir, remember me? Yes, I do. Oh gosh, classic Britain is here, also known as Sheldon, because just like Barry from SETI Alpha 5, that's his name. He's not called Barry, he's called Sheldon. I found a ZT V8 in black and I am in love. Oh gosh, well, that is rather amazing. The only trouble is, now you've got to find a way of paying for it, haven't you? And I know how much money you've got left, Sheldon, because you told me. So what are you going to do about it? Shivam, hey bro, how are you? Well, I'm okay. How about you? It's Carly. It's Carly. I was just scrolling through lives and I always find you. Oh well, that's good. That's good to know. Maybe you could stay if you like. Everybody's welcome to stay here. Neither Liverpool or Blackpool holds any allure for me, says Charlotte. Well, do you like a nice seaside town, or are you saying you don't like somewhere by the sea at all? Oh, lovely, Sheldon. My colour preference. Yeah. Oh, right. Anti-furry Carl 22. Dear, oh dear. Okay, well, this could be trouble, couldn't it? Ayo, 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 ayo. Nice fish tank. Yes, thank you, Anti-Furry Carl 22. It is a nice fish tank. Oh, right. Oh, do you know him? Right, okay. Mustard read yours when he gets to it. Oh, right. Did I miss something? Oh, right. I see. I see. Right. Brain plug, says Emma. Does anybody else feel they have that same issue? That it's not one plug anyway, because you have probably your brain is very, very complicated. So of course you cannot actually just have one plug for the whole lot. And Sheldon, I see you've just sent me a photo. I can't see it just yet. I'll have a look afterwards. But please stay in the live stream. Mr. M made himself a cup of tea instead of beer and asked you, do you like drinking tea? I do. I drink loads of tea. I drink so much tea that it comes out really rapidly, and I usually during the day end up having to have lots of visits. It's nice. Bro, I need sleep. Bye. Okay, see you later. Dino Dad, I've been through a few places in my time too, and come up with some crap places in one word. Leicester. Well, I've only visited Leicester once, and I wasn't really that impressed by it. Zero money, yes. That makes it tricky, doesn't it? Do you remember me, asks Aurora Diaz. I do actually. Yes, I do. I do remember that name. Time to fix my P6 and sell it then. V8 time. Yes, that would be the way to do it, wouldn't it? It's ZT lol. What did I say? 75. What's your favourite sandwich, old chap? Asks Dinosaur Dan. Aye, well, my favourite sandwich is the one that tastes the best. Yeah. Hang on, Tanjiro. You just said I'm going to bed, I'm tired, and straight away you come back and said you can't sleep. How does that work? How does that work? Sometimes I don't load my vocab. Sometimes I don't load my vocabulary, and many words are missing when I try to speak. That's exactly what I do, I reckon. It's like, it is like, there's just that, yeah, every morning is a reboot, isn't it? And that's why you wake up and when you first start trying to speak, it just comes out. Like that. And nobody can really understand you. So you have to somewhat exercise your voice or just start trying to speak and stick with it. Eventually you get there. But there's a whole load of words stored in the instant memory that you use all the time. But then your proper vocabulary is something that you do have to reboot every time. And I agree. It can be embarrassing. Yeah, especially if you forget to do it a lot. My favourite sandwich, by the way, is probably just egg mayonnaise. And I always do egg mayonnaise for when I have any kind of get together, go to car shows. It's not like it's the most practical thing to have. The most practical sandwich to have would probably be cheese. Because for one thing, it doesn't really matter if it's out in room temperature all day or ambient room temperature. It doesn't matter if it gets warm. The cheese just goes a bit sweaty, and it's not going to murder you, is it? If you had ham sandwiches, there's a possibility it might not, be quite as good. It could start to become ever so slightly poisonous, and then, seek revenge on you for eating it in the first place. Or tuna, or any kind of fishy products. What about prawn mayonnaise? Oh gosh, that would be really dangerous, wouldn't it? You imagine you're going to a car show or something like that, and you're going to spend all day there in the summer, and you've got these prawn mayonnaise sandwiches that have already been out of the fridge for like 6 or 7 hours by the time you eat them. You could end up seriously ill. So that's one of the reasons why I like egg, because it seems to be okay with that kind of thing. Aaron, would you like Boaty's World's MG ZT 190 in silver? Well, I know he's going to say no to that because he wants a V8. That's what he wants. That's what he's been talking about. Mixed onions. My grandma gave me some very good advice years ago. She said, sex is like playing bridge. If you don't have a good partner, you better have a good hand. Black Lines is here. Hello, Black Lines. Proper British thinking. What tie to wear, what tea to drink. Yeah, well, it depends on what you're doing, doesn't it? When I was doing sales work, I had all sorts of different colourful ties. You salespeople, they have this thing where the tie is somehow a projection of how wacky they are. And so I subscribed to this just a little bit to start with. And then I thought, oh, God, that's how annoying that is. You see men with ties of The Simpsons and things like that. Everything else is fine, everything else is tidy, but a cartoon tie, I just thought that's a bit sad, that's a bit horrible, that is. But on the other hand, other things like a really brightly coloured tie, not too much. What tea to drink? I reckon drink your own cup of tea because it will be, your own cup for a start. That's not my cup of tea. Nope, no, it's not. It's somebody else's. I sent you a pic of the ZT. It's black and has 2 owners from new and 59k on the clock. Problem is, it's £7,000. Do you know what? That's not too bad a price for one of those, though, is it? Have they come down in price? I'm sure a couple of years back they were all going for about 10 grand. Well, what can we do? What can we do? I mean, would you, if you sold your P6, would that even fund it? It's Kalia. It's late. Is it late where you are? For me, in the UK, and it's 10 o'clock. Well, I'm also in the UK, as I thought you knew. And, wait a minute. I live in the UK and it's 10 o'clock. Ah, right. So you might want to reset your clock a little bit because it's actually 9:30. Yeah, seeing that nice car. There was a fight in my school, says Ori Diaz. Well, hopefully you wasn't involved in it. I got my dog from Grimsby and it's a beautiful place. That's probably why she has a criminal record. Ted Prime. Ted Prime says, shout out Ted Prime. But is Ted Prime still here or has Ted Prime gone? Because this is what happens a lot. There are people who just want to come in and have the name shouted out, but aren't even here to hear it. And that's a real shame, isn't it? Beards and Bangers as a V8 for sale as well. Yes, I have huge chunks of words that I'm trying to speak that I've lost. It's like having dementia. That's the worry, isn't it? You know, when you just can't remember that word, it makes you think, is it happening already? It does for me anyway. It's not black. No. Oh, yeah, because you want a black one as well. Andrew Buttigieg, £7,000 is not as much as you would think. £7,000 would be an awful lot of money if it was just a 190. But for the V8 version, they are really rather sought after. Well, football god. Mr. M drinks more than 7 cups of tea in a day. I reckon I drink even more than that myself, actually. Sheldon, just curious, someone mentioned once you don't drive. I think he does drive. I'm sure I've seen him driving. Loving the t-shirt. Yes. It is having its first go, actually, because I had 2 t-shirts bought for me from Neil and Sophie, and I think Joe had a hand in this as well. One of them was the Mustard Approves one, and this one. I like the Mustard Approves one a bit more, obviously. Rabbit Hole. Hello, Rabbit Hole. Welcome to the live stream. Right. Hello, Mr. Mustard. Hooked on Classics is here. I have been out with friends. I fancy a brew and a pizza. I'll join you in fancying a brew and a pizza, actually, because that's what I'd quite like as well. I deleted Boaty on here last night. It's so easily done. I think it is, actually, because normally what I do is as the Greenwood here has been moderating practically every live stream, I know that the right things are being deleted and I don't have to question it. But when you do, sometimes you think, well, I wonder why that was deleted. And I'll have a quick look, and it's very easy to then, or it could be very easy to actually press make a moderator out of the person who's just been deleted. Triple guns in it, thwam. Whatever that means, thank you. Well, I know I'm done. I know. Hello, Dino Dad. Hello. And there's lots of people saying hello to each other because that's what they do. Big problem today. I accidentally filled my Escort with diesel. She died. Well, not for long though, because an old petrol engine in particular, filled with diesel, won't really do us any harm. I mean, you can't burn it effectively, but you can simply get the diesel out, stick it in something that does like diesel, and then put some petrol in it, and it'll be fine. It's not going to make it ultimately confused to the extent where it'll switch all of its brains off and never come back on again. It'll just go, there's something wrong with this. Your Escort will be experiencing exactly the same thing that you get when you have a cup of tea and get to the bottom and find it's all the tea leaves and you spit it all out. Yeah, that's it. You spit it out, you clean the bits of tea out of your teeth, and then you go, "Ah!" And I bet that's what your car did. It did exactly that noise. And then you give it something else to drink, and it's, yeah, all right, okay, I'll forget about that now. It's 9:30. Yes, it is. It is 9:30. Simon Andrews trying to message me at the moment, but there's nobody on here that knows him to tell him that I'm actually doing a live stream. It's 6:30 here or 6:30 a.m. here, and dark. Yes, in Australia. Where's the menu? Asks Matt. Finished photography. Well, again, this is one of those evenings where I've set a live stream up, but I haven't decided if I'm going to cook anything. And I still haven't decided, and it is getting ever so slightly late anyway. So maybe I won't even bother. But I better give it another 10 minutes, I'll probably start. And then the trouble is, as this channel started off as Mustard in the Kitchen, it was going to be about me and my cooking, you're going to miss it. But it happens. I can't film everything I cook. Yeah. Do you sit down wheeze yet? Asks Tyler Kennedy. Well, I'll tell you, sometimes I do. And I'll tell you, the only times I ever do this is I occasionally get a really incredibly sharp pain when I need to go for a wee. I think it might be a kidney stone. But I find if I sit down, it doesn't hurt. That's the only time. Have you ever noticed any patterns or triggers associated with forgetting words? Asks Charlotte. That's a very interesting question, actually. And it makes me afraid to answer. No, I haven't. No, I can forget words whether I'm completely relaxed. Oh, I actually come to think of it, I'm probably less likely to forget words if I'm actually a little bit wound up. On occasion, if I'm having a strong argument with somebody, I can end up getting really rather quick off the tongue. Whereas if I'm relaxed, I'm not. I'm just like this, where there's an awful lot of ums on the go, which I do find a little bit embarrassing. I have way more than 7 cups of tea, though them's rookie numbers. Think about it, Mustard. What? Think about what? Hang on. What am I thinking about? Oh, you just said something. I can't remember what it was I'm supposed to be thinking about. Oh, right, I see. Hang on. Let's go back. Big problem today. I accidentally filled the Escort with diesel. She died. Ugh, gosh. I think you need to admit that my explanation of putting a bit of diesel in an old car is better than your joke. Okay? Then we can both be happy. Gosh, I'm disappointed with that. Mustard, I have a Rover 75 problem today. The EGR flute cracked and half of it couldn't go half faster than 30 miles per hour. That is a problem, isn't it? But also easily fixed, probably, with a new EGR thingy. In my case, no, I just random it's just random, and literally I have a great sleep, and it's like waiting for the router to finish updating. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, 6 a.m. Oh, but another, so yes, of course, Matt is also in Australia. That's 3, I think. 3 people in this live stream are from Australia. It's 10:36 here, says Blair. Blair is, I forgot where you are. For some reason, I thought you was in America, but obviously that's not the... Yeah, no, you can't be, not at 10:36. You must be in Europe somewhere. Wealthy mindset frame. Do you think villains are born? They're not born villains, but obviously they were born at some point. Why would you ask that? And you did ask, it was a question as well. You think villains are born? I think what you might be saying is, do you think some people are born villains? Or do they become villains due to their lifestyle? Is it nature or nurture? Well, I'll come to that in a bit if that is what you're asking me to do. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is what I'm supposed to do, and what I've been told today to do, is take my reading glasses off and not have them on for any longer than a half an hour at a time. And I've had them on for an hour. And I'm going to do this whilst I make myself a cup of tea, or coffee, in fact. That's really rather dizzy and rather uncomfortable. But, so now, look, I've stood up. The numbers have gone up. That would suggest that. Oh, they've gone back down. I was going to say that maybe that suggests that random people who are just flicking through things, they don't want to see a man wearing glasses sat down comfortable. They want to see him stood up trying to do something that he's struggling with, or indeed doing very well with. Nobody's interested in the bit in between, are they? Nobody wants to see somebody doing an okay job. They want to see a brilliant job or a terrible job. Anything in between is pointless. So, making a cup of coffee, easy, very easy, not a great deal of sense of satisfaction with that, unless you can fake it, which I'm sure I can give it a go. So, here is the cup, here is the cup, there is the kettle, and I'm going to tip that in there, into there, like so, and I didn't spill a drop. That means that should be appealing to the kind of people who want to come along to a live stream and see something amazing happen. So I'm going to give my eyes a little rest for the moment, whilst I think about possibly making something to eat. I mean, I'm stood up now. It's when you stand up, that's when you think about food, not when you sat down, or lying down, or asleep. When you sleep, you don't tend to think about food a great deal, do you? Unless, of course, it's keeping you awake. And I must admit, that has happened. But what will I make? And is it about time I started eating a bit less? Because that is something I've been thinking. I give myself a little weigh on the scales today, and guess what? I'm not as bad as I thought. I kept thinking this is sticking out a bit here, but it can't be that bad because I'm only 15 stone, and it used to be 16, and before that was 12. So which one do you reckon is the best weight? Well, I reckon 12, even though at 12 stone my face would start sticking like this and my arms would look skinny and I'd look like I'd snap if I fell over. I had a lot more energy than what I do now, and I'd quite like to be back there. And I'm thinking about doing a little kind of journey at this, because on this channel, I'm going to make more videos on this channel as well, because I want this channel to work. And I don't want it to be anything like the other channel as far as content's concerned. So today, I did film a video for this channel, which I'm going to edit tonight. I've got a video edited and already out on the other one tonight, so I can relax and just make this video. And I'm going to try and make a video every week or so that will be just something completely different, something that really wouldn't work on the other channel, and not necessarily cooking, but just like a different side of the mustard man that you don't normally see. Who thinks that's a good idea? And am I even going to be able to read it before you've gone? Probably not. Should I do some food though? I really can't make my mind up.
I really don't want to be hungry. I see what I'm doing. I see what I'm going to do. Here is some pork shoulder steaks. As far as I'm concerned, I can cook these and eat all of them. And you might think, well, that's a bit of an inefficient way of filling yourself up. But the difference is, that's just meat. I had potatoes last night. That fills you up, but they're not particularly good for you. Or if bread, not particularly good for you, but it fills you up. So I'm going to do this instead, and I've just got to decide, do I just eat the meat or make some sort of sauce to go with it? Well, the meat's going to take so long to cook anyway, I may as well just bung that in and think about it as I go along, haven't I? These are great because they've got loads and loads of fat on them, so they're going to taste really good. Oh, where's that one now? Got lost it. Lost it. I had to pop to the shop before to get some more basic things. I have to do that quite a lot. As there are people in the house that eat, you know, but I forgot some of the basic things that I actually want. Now, I've just washed my hands, and I shouldn't have bothered because now I'm going to have to wash them again, aren't I? Swirl that oily bit around there just a little bit. Now, I would like to make something a bit more elaborate and interesting, but I'm probably not. I'm probably not just going to eat some meat. It's what happens when you don't prepare. You don't prepare to eat. You just eat when you're hungry. Now, the thing is, actually, come to think of it, I remember somebody saying on the radio once about fast food, and fast food doesn't have to be unhealthy food. It doesn't have to be the kind of thing you just get out of a packet. There are plenty of things. I mean, this obviously would take quite a while to cook because it's, you know, it's red meat, but white meat and fish, green vegetables, all these kind of things, they don't take masses and masses of time to cook. They don't take loads and loads of preparation. So why can't that be considered fast food as well? That might be a new direction to go into, actually. Healthy fast food recipes. So, where was we up to? That's given my eyes a 5-minute rest, so they should be alright for a while now. Oh. Oh, I forgot to pay for lunch at Tesco once. Scanned it all and then buggered off. Oops, autopilot brain. Sitting down to pee is better for the bladder anyway. So I believe. Do you know the solution? 2 + 3. Emma Lemon, tell me, old boy, what phobias you might possess, if any exist, and how do you tolerate and endure, make your way through your time on this planet? Well, that's a good question. Free kidney stones. Right, none is the answer, really. I don't have any phobias, none at all. Although I find slugs just maybe a bit too disgusting to the extent where
if I get a slug anywhere near on me, I find myself washing my hands an awful lot, even though you've got rid of what was there. I once ended up with a slug on a beer glass when I was outside in the summer, and I just didn't want to use the glass again. But then again, also at work, it's kind of outside as well as inside because the lockup is just a metal frame. So mice get in there, obviously, and slugs as well. And you can see the evidence sometimes. Slugs not very often, but one day I went to make a cup of tea, and you'll like this. I boiled the water, and as I tipped the water, I thought that looks a funny colour, and there was a slug inside the kettle. The little mesh thing the little mesh filter thing had come off, so the slug had got itself all the way up and inside the kettle and got boiled to death. And I did spend an awful lot of time washing that kettle out, like an awful lot. I didn't want to just stop drinking cups of tea because a slug had been in the kettle, and after all, you're boiling away any of the nonsense in the first place. But I found myself boiling, I think, probably 4 times, 4 full kettles full of water before I thought that's good enough. So I think maybe my phobia might well actually be slugs. Tens, Gandalf the Grey, over here transmigrating as a maths teacher. Ed Usher, I had a day in the pub with my dear friend John Horn and Richard Quayle, drinking many pints of lovely ale. Not the poncy new age rubbish. Harvey's best for me. What's your favourite pint or tipple? Well, it has changed actually over the years, and the poncy stuff you talk about, I think, is rather fabulous. Some of it. I mean, some of it is a bit novelty, but then there are some incredibly, really interesting, different beers these days. But generally, I like a really dark ale, or I like a really hoppy ale as well. Always used to be Ruddles County, but Ruddles County doesn't seem to exist any longer. And besides that, when Bury St Edmunds Brew, what's it called? I forgot what the brewery's called. They took it over from the original Rutland brewery, and it didn't taste the same after that. Free Willy. Alfonso Almeidas, do you still have a toxic relationship with Jesus? Well, that's for him to decide. I don't mind him personally. I regularly find myself 10 miles down the road and not knowing how. It's amazing how you can switch off. Got it. Sometimes it just happens out of the blue, regardless of how well rested you are. So, Charlotte, you asked that question. Is it something that you end up with from time to time? I'll go 70-30 in my favour. The only trouble is I can't remember what that was about. Alfonso says, at night, do you still dress up as a woman? You're in love with Crocodile Dundee. Black lines. I think Bolty said, if anyone's trying to be insulting, they become fair game. But do you at night? Do you still dress up as a woman? Well, yeah, it pays well. I mean, plenty of people are prepared to put the money in, and so why not? Nobody needs to know about it. I'm pretty old now, and I've got a body like a. I've got a body like a drop lasagna. Women now look at my naked. Why are women looking at your naked body? Women now look at my naked body in the same fearful way that pensioners look at snow. I wish I could read that. I wish I could read that out. I'm going to read that out and actually keep that. I'm pretty old now, and I've got the kind of body like a. I'm pretty old now, and I've got a. I'll try it one more time. I'm pretty old now, and I've got a body like a dropped lasagna. Women now look at my naked body in the same tearful way that pensioners look at snow. And save. Because I like that. I was born under a brick. Poor Tyler. Gandalf, you say, you shall not pass tense. No. Do you think some people are born with dirty blonde hair, or they just born with blonde hair? I don't know. I didn't say where I am. Ah, right. I see. Yes, that was it. Yes. Yeah, you didn't say where he was. I never encourage people to give away where they are. But the country's a bit of a different matter because obviously that's not really like giving your address away, is it? I have a toxic relationship with freezers. What do you mean they break on you? Hang on. Is this the same story where a freezer got broken the other day because of somebody rather carelessly jabbing it with a knife? Now this is a British stream. The kettle is on. Yes. Oh, Shirley Newsom. Hello, Shirley. I wear my reading glasses all day, unless I'm out and about doing real life adulting. Then I wear my prescription glasses. Turn around and bend over and get some more views. I don't think that's how it works for me, actually, Tens. If it did, that would be an easy way to do it, wouldn't it? Sue Duke. Girl, what? He'll fart if he does that. Emma says, I wear £1 reading glasses, then I forget to take them off, and I start walking around doing stuff and wonder why I feel dizzy and everything is blurry. I've got some £1 reading glasses at work. These are prescription reading glasses, and they are actually quite a bit more suitable for what I need. But if I'm at work, I end up doing that, and I can have the rather cool glasses over the head look that makes people take a second glance. One year, I bought my wife a fridge as a Christmas present. You should have, you should have seen her face when she opened it. Oh, I love stories like that. I have a sore lower back, and I'm not sure if I should use deep heat or cocaine. Thank you, Dino Dad. Listen close. Follow my instructions. There's no time for introduction. He was the one made for us. Free the Kraken. I'll catch up in just 1 second. If you could just have... if you could, you just told her to chill out, I guess. Ah, right, I see. It's the freezer joke, isn't it? Ed Usher says, mustard, that looks like a full tank for a love machine. Oh, gosh, that's where we're up to. A full tank for a love machine. Now, that might suggest that, in actual fact, what you want as a well-rounded middle-aged man is a full tank. It's comforting. Maybe that's why I hear this quite often, that younger ladies are after men with dad bods because they've got more likely to provide them with a love machine stuff. I don't know. That just seems a bit weird. I don't really understand why they would like it. But that's it's pretty well known that women like older men with dad bods. What did they used to be called before? Because the term dad bod's a relatively new thing, I think, isn't it? I'm sure that only came about 10 years ago, maybe even less than that. Beer belly? A beer belly. It's made the beer belly somewhat acceptable, and it's something to aspire to. If you're a young man and you're all ripped everywhere, nobody cares. You need a beer belly. That's what'll impress the ladies. You'll be the one that come to save us. Ah, right, I see. We're still on the Jesus thing, aren't we? Dino Dad says, we don't talk about fridges on this channel if they're not for sale on a doorstep. Free Nelson Mandela. She wasn't frigid. Free sausages. I'm officially turned old, says Black Lines. I'm trying to find some. I'm trying to find someone selling nice ornamental garden bench on marketplace. Not paying B&Q money. 3, 4, 5. Is that Emma Lemon? Because you were Cockney as well, and they don't know how to pronounce the THs. Is that what that is? Is that what that is? Free sausages are always good. Oh, are they though? Are they? Yeah. I'm not sure. I've had some free sausages and they were good, but in every other instance, every time if it's a free sausage, it's going to be better. Not necessarily at all. If you imagine if you're just walking down the street one day and somebody comes up to you and says, "Would you like some free sausages?" Would you be a little bit mistrusting? Would you think, "Well, yeah, I would, but why are you giving them away? Why are you giving them to me?" All sorts of things could go around in your mind, couldn't it? Are they poisonous free sausages? Are they poison-free sausages? Or are you being trapped? Is this like a special way to snare somebody into their own food poisoning? Well, see that man over there? I want him ill. Well, okay, I'll give him some free sausages. Oh yeah, that'll do the job. Yeah, he'll never refuse a free sausage. That's what I'd be worried about. I need a place to sit and moan. I think we should chill out on the fridge chat. When you were 12 stone, did you have the same muscle tone? Asks the Greenwood. You might have had more muscle. You might have more muscles now than you did when you were 12 stone before, and better but heavier, muscly than skinny Captain Mustard. That is a good point, actually, because there was a time.
What are you cooking?
I've just put those pork steaks in there. There was a time where I didn't really do anything that manual. I've only got into doing stuff with cars because I had to do something else. So when in my mid to late 30s, I was just a musician. That's all I did. I didn't really do any kind of heavy work. I had a car that regularly would do something a bit wrong, but I didn't spend ages fixing it. I'd just get some help instead. So I didn't have the kind of. I probably am stronger now in my 50s than what I was in my 30s. So it's a fairly good point. Oh, but so that's where we're up to now. Right, thank you. Thanks for that, because now I know how far I am behind, and it is quite a long way, isn't it? Oh, 23 minutes. I know I stopped. I stopped and took my glasses off at when I've been going for an hour to give my eyes a break. I love the journey idea. Nice one. Everyone loves a personal journey. They do, yeah. They do, yeah. And the thing is, actually, I've got quite a few ideas like this that I've never really done because, for one thing, they always seemed a little bit too personal, maybe. But I'm used to doing live streams now where you actually see like a real person, whereas before it was making videos where a basically just not really couldn't possibly be real, couldn't possibly be actually like that. Instead, just a rather well exaggerated version of myself, edited into like a mustard robot. So I don't know. So it's going to be quite nice to do something a bit more laid back. But I do want to do that. I want to do an idea that I've been thinking about for a couple of years of my town, my Rochdale. I even started filming it. I started filming this about 2 years ago, and then I stopped because I got bored. But I think it would be really suitable for this channel. Freedom, I won't let you down, says Emma. I don't know why. Bloody hell, mustard went Norman Bates for a second there. Did I? Gosh, I'm not sure about that. And now I'm a bit concerned. Where do you live? Lancashire? Well, sort of. More like Greater Manchester, but Lancashire, it's one of those areas where nobody really understands where it is because it's either Greater Manchester or Lancashire, and it's very, very close to Yorkshire as well. So, don't know really. What tea are you drinking? Good old Yorkshire tea, asks Emma. No, I'm actually just drinking some coffee. Coffee works better for me in the. It shouldn't do. It shouldn't do. I don't normally drink coffee in the evening, but it's easier to drink whilst talking because as it goes cold, it doesn't taste disgusting. I did a 30-minute driving video while talking about rescuing my mental and physical health, but I can't bring myself to make it public, says Black Lines. Bit personal, so I have left it as a document for myself, and that's very interesting actually. And the thing is, just doing it in the first place might be enough. That might be enough to satisfy you. Because actually, yeah, when you start to, there were quite a few things like that I could talk about that I think many people are actually really comfortable talking about, but I'm not. So I can understand that. Free gift with every purchase. There's the trouble. I'm behind again, so I don't know what's going on. I've changed my mind about pizza. Garlic bread it is. It appears to resemble imitation Wagyu beef. Wagyu beef. Free pen with every pound. If you want to lose weight, go back to your local pond and catch some sticklebacks and eat them raw. Most of them have tapeworms. I remember hearing about tapeworms when I was about 10. And I'm not saying this quietly now because my girls are worried about this as well. I remember hearing about them. And then suddenly, I worried about it all the time. Worried about having a tapeworm or a snake inside me. It's kind of strange. I think I have to pop upstairs and just say good night to them as well, by the way.
Love you.
Are they off? Is it bedtime? Okay. Night, coffee. Night. Good night. Well, hello. Doesn't look like everybody's gone, does it? Looks like most of you are still here. How delightful. And it is now 10:10. There's still plenty of time for anyone who wants to hang on. Oh, gosh. Very burpy tonight. Do you play roulette in the bookies? Asks John. No, I don't go to the bookies. I don't bet. Does anybody any bets? Does anybody think it's a good idea? I certainly don't. Do you have a Bijan freezer? We've had ours since 1985. It currently has one small Indian boy, several Sussex small marsh chops, salt marsh chops, shoulder, one leg, and a pheasant from the village, and the neighbour's dog. Yeah, I've watched it back about 10 times, says Black Lions, and I feel like a knob, so it's private. Long story, vitamin D, magnesium deficiency, no joke, perils of working too much indoors. Oh, yeah. Now, I do actually feel sorry for anyone that spends all of the daylight hours inside. And that's one of the things I don't have to do. In fact, the moment it's light outside, I feel like I should be out there. So yeah, but the thing is, yeah, I mean, if you shouldn't feel you have to make other people watch it if you don't want to do. Oh. Slugs and snails, yes. Stepped on too many with my bare feet, shell stuck between my toes with slime. Disgusting. No Tanjiro. All right. Having taken time to analyse the problem, I can seriously recommend a course of leeches. You should have a Frey Bentos on standby. Oh, Jimmy F500, welcome to the live stream. Slugs are homeless snails. Blair, I have a phobia of dogs because when I was young, a dog ran after me and it was about to bite me, but my parents saved me from it. Now, most of us actually had a bit of an experience at some point with a dog being a bit bitey, and you usually, it's very rare that dogs really do want to do that, really. Yeah. I've had both. Ended up in hospital with heart problems. They found it was a magnesium deficiency, and I take a quality supplement now. Are you okay today, Mustard? Asks Skik. And the answer, Skik, is yes. Of course I'm okay. Thank you for asking, and welcome again to the live stream. Oh no, I had a Frey Benzos recently. Totally terrible. I need to find out. I need to have a Frey Benzos pie because I can't remember what they're like. I don't even know if you're supposed to cook them in the tin or not, because aren't they like a crunchy, what's it, flaky pastry? It can't possibly be flaky if you've got the lid on, can it? So it's here. Right, so Putty Cat wants to know how often I feed my fish. And no, I have no idea about winning lottery numbers. I feed them every day, just a couple of pinches of food. They don't need 3 square meals a day. They're fish. The best thing to do is not feed them very often. They'll actually live better by not feeding them that much. Big Licks 007. What's happening, my slime? Oh gosh, right. Black Lion says 14 years ago I had anxiety and panic attacks, which led to agoraphobia. It's all gone now since I started the vitamin D and magnesium supplement. Oh, magical. I was 7 instead of 30 plus. I'm glad you found a solution. Critical hi. Hello. John, how tall, how much do you weigh? Okay, I'll answer that. Well, I thought I was 6 foot when a couple of years back I last measured myself with the aid of Boaty against the drain pipe of dreams, where we're guessing the height of all YouTubers, and he measured me at 6'1". So, but I still think it's a bit wrong. I'm sure I'm not quite that. 6 foot then. Let's say 6 foot to be on the safe side, and 15 stone. You can tell the time from the oldest civilization in the world, says Blair. I just wonder what a dumpling tastes like. We just have one, eat one. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Asks Tanjiro. I don't know. Are you asking me to guess what you do? Because I don't know. It's not a beer belly. It's a fuel tank for a love machine. Ah, we've had that one, of course. Yes. Oh, I have a dad bod apparently. Dad bod is totally a thing now. It made guys who aren't completely traditional fit in and socially acceptable and fancy and enjoy. Cool. That I suppose the dad bod is the equivalent of the plus size lady, where in actual fact you'll find that many men actually prefer them, and maybe it's the same with women preferring men with a bit of a tie around them. But it looks more natural. It looks more natural, and it's probably on somebody a bit more dependable and someone a little bit less self-obsessed. But I only really think about losing a bit of weight so I can get up and down the yard and just get up and down stairs and stuff like that with a bit more ease, and walk for longer distances and cycle for longer distances and things like this, and not find myself troughing. FBI guys here, hello. It's not a dad bod, it's a canopy for a pet python. Hunting X 1297, what's up, Captain? What is up? I don't know. Nothing wrong with the veranda over the toy shop. Free all my dogs in HM for Majesty's. I'd be wary too if some random guy came up offering me a free sausage. Rochdale, yes, Rochdale. Up north, yes. Steve Kulg is here. Hello, Steve Kulg. Bro, a stranger knocking at the door. Well, answer it. Hey, what's up? Ashnul Hope. Cool person. You look so different. But I am, yeah, and you're a cool person. Because your name says so. But are you still here? Tapeworms. Is that Allegro man's apprentice measuring buddy? Maybe BB. Blair's still here. Hi there. I have a job of sun flying drones at the moment. In a minute, and we'll be out and about. Do you like headscarves? Oh, I hear there's a job. Oh, right, I see. Denise Maiden, what's for tonight? Tonight will be just in a little while, I reckon. I'm not really doing cooking tonight. I've just put something in the oven just to eat later on. It's just some pork steaky things. At some point, maybe 10 minutes before I start eating them, I think I could do with something a bit nice to go with it to make sure it's more palatable than just eating a big chunk of meat and then making some sort of sauce. I'm going to try and catch up with some comments, actually. To be honest, it's quite therapeutic making a video for myself and enjoying the nice drive, talking to the camera, strange as it sounds. It doesn't sound strange, Blacklines. I completely get that. I remember when I was about 30-ish, and I was getting a bit road ragey. In the same things that annoy me now and annoy me then. But what I did is I made a video of terrible driving, and then I was looking out for it, and I enjoyed it then, and it stopped me from being annoyed. Bro, you still lapping? Yapping, sleazy one. Yes, I am. You remove the lid off the Fray Bentos pie and leave the about to pop in the oven, and this flaky pastry one, the meat, 3 peas and some gravy. Kind of fancy that now, actually. Mustard and Boaty need to get a sponsorship from Fray Bentos. We'd do it as well. I have a phobia of Scouser. It's the hissing that scares me. Scouser. Yeah, you need to tell yourself that cool. I like making model planes from milk bottle tops. Tally-ho, Mustard, thanks for a lovely and jolly evening. I am going to slip into something more comfortable and get ready for Angela, the housekeeper, late night visit and Boaty Live. Yes, Boaty will be here in another 40 minutes. And thank you for being here. Kay. What's your favourite colour and are you into sports? No, green. Simon Dale, no. Tangerina, no. Ah, look, I've actually done it. Look at that. I've caught up with those comments. That's rather fabulous. That means I can relax a little bit. Even I'll tell you this. Read Steve Hulks out. Paul, I have a guess how much I paid for a brand new clutch cable for a Rover 25. Okay, guessing time. £27. Emma Lemon's back. Welcome back, Emma Lemon. What did you think of the driving theory test? Asks Charlotte Calliston. I didn't do it. I didn't need to do it. When I passed my test, it was just a practical driving test. You deserve a tipple for catching up. I've got some coffee. I'll have the coffee, I think. Yeah, we didn't have a practical test, but we did probably have more practical things like learning how to reverse park. I never really see young people do that these days. I did. There was a theory. Hang on. Did you say theory? Drive? Yes, you did. Yeah, I did that when it came to HGV because you have to do hazard perception and all these other kind of things, and all that was easy enough. I mean, if you're paying attention, it can't really be that difficult, unless you mean the theories and like the stuff in the highway code. Gets to the end of your test, and it was a few questions in the highway code. Again, it's the kind of stuff you should know, really. It was also the kind of stuff that people don't seem to know these days, which is rather worrying. So many people just don't seem to be able to understand what these rules actually are any longer. Anyway, let's not get onto that, because I will go off on a tangent and you won't like that at all. £60 for a cable. That's quite a lot. Is that £60 or £60 fitted though? So what's for sale at PN? Any updates? There's that blue one, the blue 25. That's it really. That's the only thing that's changed. We haven't bought a car in a while. Been concentrating more on getting rid of some. Oh yes, and I'll let I won't tell you about this one, but there has been something leave the yard today. I'll let Boaty might tell you about that one. Do you have a bike license? Asks Black Lines. That's the kind of thing Skik would ask, but he seems to have gone again. No, I don't. I don't have a bike license because I've never bothered with a motorbike. Push bike, fine, but you don't need a license for that. So, no. Do you know what? The thing is, I don't really get motorbikes. The closest I'm going to get to that is actually the MGF, because you've got the roof down, you're in the open air, so you get that kind of experience as far as I'm concerned. But you can wear normal clothes and you don't need a hat, and that does it for me. If it's like that, then I think, well, this is even better, because you can, when it rains, you can put the roof up and there's somewhere to put your shopping, and you can have a passenger that isn't wrapping their arms around you in order to stay on rather than falling off. I don't really get biking at all, and I don't think I ever will. Mustard last spotted at Rochdale Infirmary stealing bottles of nitrous to push people out of the way. At least it's new. Well, you certainly would expect it to be. So you like to spin in circles and make yourself dizzy. Not sure where that question's come from, Putty Cat. But yeah, of course they do. Everybody does, don't they? Please come home. I got beans and bologna, says Crazy Cam. Well, that's an instruction for somebody to do that, isn't it? New ones are hard to get hold of, apparently. Do you give your mailman a present at Christmas? No. I don't even know he or who she is, really. I don't really see anyone. Do you really mean mailman? Because I mean, what? A female man? Right, let's not go down there. Never mind. I asked on Boaties, if you strip a car for parts, do you still get the same scrap value? Yes, you did, Dino Dad. Yes, you did. And guess what? I was there at the time, and he said, the car has to be complete. Turns out it doesn't. And the trouble is, that is information that you could do knowing beforehand, really. Regarding biking, it does. Regarding biking, it does feel rather sexy having a revving beast between your legs. Just saying, cornering is fun. Hopping on and off is convenient. Yeah. Do you still have a bike? Do you still do that kind of thing, or do you now just have a car instead? What car do you have? Asks Huntingdon. Well, I've got a few, but the one I'm using at the moment is an MGF. In fact, it's the same MGF that you can see in the profile, not the profile, the thumbnail of this video. Well, I'm going to chill out for a bit with my good lady, but before the stress of Boaty's live stream, catch you later, says Black Lines. And I think, to be honest, I'm going to end this one a little bit earlier tonight because I'm struggling a bit with my voice. That's not something that's happened for a while, actually, and I don't want it to continue. Now put it back on, because I can't see what I'm doing at all. Going through someone's windscreen is a bit too convenient. Yeah. So I reckon, yeah, I'm going to. Or should I just try and stay for 2 hours? I don't know. I don't know. Right, we're at the bottom of the question. So if any of the 22 people that happen to be here right now want my full and undivided attention by asking something, you can do exactly that. But other than that, I'm probably going to suggest that if you haven't liked the live stream, please do like it. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. And later on, I shall get on with making this particular video that may or may not be any good. I don't even know if it's going to be any good. It might be cack. That's the way it can be sometimes. Anyway, so I think I'm going to leave it there for the moment, and I shall I'll try and catch up with some of you on Boaty's live stream at some point in maybe about an hour. Okay, so thank you, and I shall. Don't forget to get exactly. Oh, hang on, Dino Dad. Yeah. Do you regret changing from mustard in the kitchen? Seems that the views have dropped. I don't regret it for that. I don't think that's what's caused it. But then again, maybe it has. But I can't see that. Can't see that being the exact reason. Okay. Anyway, thank you, Ross, and thank you. Oh yeah, thank you to everybody who's joined me tonight. Thank you very much. Thank you for everyone who's joined and liked and commented and just watched, basically. And a huge, super duper big thank you to the Greenwood for all of the moderation that you have done tonight. Do you use the industrial? Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye.